Hello, I'm a little bit late, but it's time for a Monday night stream. Let me just finish getting myself set up. Okay. Looks like we're streaming and all set. I'll give people a few minutes to join. Krogan, hello. Floopy, welcome. General Krogan, I should say. I am a few minutes late. I was waiting for a 3D print to finish so I could turn the 3D printer off. Because I didn't see much point leaving it running when the print was finished. And of course, the timing was... I started it off pretty much as soon as I woke up this morning, and it only just finished. I'd hoped it would finish before the stream and not a few minutes before. So there we go. I'm a few minutes late starting, but here now. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I was going to say more, but I completely blanked. So today I'm going to be working on the Abregado Rae Spaceport city. It's not for chapter 20, but I had some ideas on how I wanted to look using the graphic novel as a little bit of loose inspiration. I don't have all of the 3D models I need for it yet, but I thought I could get started anyway, just to get an idea of the style of the city. And I thought it might be fun to do that on stream. So yeah, we're not going to see this for some time. I've got everything. I'm still waiting for some of the dialogue for 16. So I thought, well, I can't really do anything to show it off because I got all as far as the models and everything go, I'm all set for that. I looked at some of the upcoming chapters, and there's Kashyyyk, which I don't have any of the models I need for that yet, so I didn't see that. I didn't think that would make a very interesting stream. Then there was Card's Base, but I've already done that. I've already got that model, so I couldn't really show making that when I've already finished it. And so the next thing up was the Abregado Rae, and I thought, well, why not? So I'll give you a few minutes to join us, see what happens. Just a second, I'm responding to a message here. I think peace is a lie. Floopy, I'm really glad you enjoyed chapter 15. Just one second, a friend sent me a message and needs my input on something. It's fairly important, so I'm just going to read it and reply. I do apologise for this. Okay, there we go. So, sorry about that. Yeah, chapter 15. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was a little bit concerned. There was a lot of talking, but I think it's nice to see Thrawn figuring things out. I'm really excited about chapter 16. It's coming together, but I don't have all of the recorded dialogue yet, so there's only so much I can do on it. I do like to have all the dialogue so I can put together a rough version of it, so then I will listen to that rough edit when I do the motion capture for all the characters, and I get a really good sense of the timing for all the animation. So that the motion capture doesn't take long to do. I usually do about 3 takes of each character. So I can probably spend about an hour or 2 doing motion capture, and then I can just bring that into iClone. I've shown how I've done that before in previous streams. So it's quite a fun little process. Hello Ho, General Ho, and Front and Enemy. I'm really glad you and your brother enjoy my work. I'm being cautious about the remake. I really like the original game. I haven't played it in a long time. I suspect some of it's quite clunky now. But all we've seen so far is that teaser trailer with Revan. It doesn't show any of the gameplay. They haven't really talked about what they're going to do with it. So I don't want to say yes, I'm really excited for it, or I think they're making a terrible mistake. I do think they're making a terrible mistake making it PS5 exclusive, although it is going to be PC as well. Which is something, because I don't want to buy a PS5 just for one game. Especially when they're really hard to find. And they're expensive and hard to find, so that's not really something I want to do just for one game. So I guess we'll wait and see what else we learn about it, and then I'll make a proper judgment on whether or not it's a game I want to play. But for now, it's not enough information to judge it. Flippy, I hope you enjoy Fallen Order. I had a really great time playing that game. There's some parts that I didn't enjoy so much, but overall I really enjoyed the game. So I hope you enjoy it just as much as I did, or even more. There's a reason it feels like you're talking to Captain Penny. It's because I voiced him. But I'm sure you know that already. I'm the rest. This is for Abregado Rae. So my thinking was, I've got everything I need for, as far as graphics goes. I've got all of the content for chapter 16, and then I could do Kashyyyk, but I don't have any of the models I need for that yet, so that would make a very short stream trying to put that together with what I've got so far. And then next up was Cards Base, but I've already done that. I want to change the lighting for it, but again that's a short stream, so I thought next up is the Abregado Rae, and I thought it might be fun to do. I'm going to use this one image from the graphic novel where it's kind of evening, so I quite like that look, and it looks a bit different from the other cities, so I'm going to try and emulate that a bit. I don't have buildings like they do in the graphic novel, but that's okay, because I'd like to give it a bit more of a slightly different spin on it from those kind of style buildings anyway. And it's kind of built by a river, so it looks a little bit like Venice. So, well, not really, but the buildings are very different from Venice. But the idea of the city's there with the river, and I think that's going to be an interesting little style to do. see, Anakin Skywalker, welcome. Sherry, welcome. Franz, welcome. Hilliard City, that should be fun to do as well. I've got ideas of how I want that to look. So yeah, I think we should get started. Now, like I said, it's by a river. So the first thing we want is water. And luckily, we have water. And you can put that in for now. So I can animate that. Is this the right water? There's several different auto options and I can't remember which one looks the best. Actually, you know what? I think it would help having a sky before I put the water in. Like I said, it was sort of evening, sunset. So that's a evening sunset sky. Let's see what else there is first. Filter. That one might work. No, that looks more like Mordor. I think this one. Oh, actually, this is quite nice. The Sankhya scared me as a kid. I need to read the books again. As an adult, and I think it would appreciate it in a different way. Actually, I got the audio book for Rogue Squadron. I haven't started listening to it yet. I think we're going to go for this guy. Actually, what's this one? Ooh. See, now I'm torn. Now that looks more like Bespin. I did say I wanted the sunset evening kind of look, and that does capture that. Just have a quick look. Oh, the whole sunset category. Not paying attention. No, I still like this one. I can always change it afterwards if it doesn't quite match what I build. But this is a starting point. I'll just go with this. I've done a fan film that was an original script. It's called Star Wars Imperials. You'll find it here on my channel if you do a search for it. Using the same animation software. It's my own story, and I wrote the script for it. And I've got some other older Star Wars fan films which were made using Jedi Academy. I don't know if I would adapt other people's fan fiction. There's a lot of fan fiction out there. But yeah, I have made my own original story in Star Wars. Right, let's go back to water. Nope. I think not deep. There we go. And water size. Well, it needs to be much bigger than that. It needs to go off into the horizon. Lower the height a little bit. Raise the height of the sky. And the reverse, that's an excellent question for people. Right. I'd also actually like to encourage people to do that. Obviously, I can't do every story, every book because that would take longer than I'm ever going to live. I'm estimating another 2 years for this one book. So if you imagine how long it took me to do every Star Wars book that's ever been written, that's longer than humans live. So other people need to do the other books. Not necessarily the Thrawn trilogy, but other Star Wars books. Right, so we've got the water there, and as you can see, it's reflecting the sky. So if I press play, you can see it moving. Yeah, I don't want to become George R. R. Martin. Actually, I was thinking about that the other day. In the time it's taken him to write and not finish the current book he's on, book 6, Winds of Winter, and when book 5 was published, the two guys who write The Expanse have written 9 books, the complete Expanse series. I know that the last book's not released yet, but I think it's about a month or 2 away. So they managed to do that, a 9-book series, in the time it's taken George Martin to write, to make whatever progress he's made on one book. Hand of Thrawn was an excellent series. I think that Hand of Thrawn would have made an excellent... So if it had been me making the sequel trilogy at Disney, I would have thought, well, the Thrawn trilogy is the obvious choice, but the actors are too old to play the characters. So I would have given that over to the animation studio. And then I'd have made the Hand of Thrawn as a concept of the Empire being on its last legs, on the verge of surrendering, and someone creates this illusion that I'm not going to say Thrawn, because to market it to people who've only seen the movies, which is what I understand from the marketing perspective why they do that, but maybe they create the illusion that Vader or the Emperor is still alive, to rebuild the Empire and to terrify the New Republic, and that whole story. I don't want to say too much for people who haven't read the books, but just that as a way of bringing down the New Republic and make them a big threat. I think that would have made a good sequel trilogy plotline. That's what I would have gone for anyway. Obviously, I wasn't the one making the decision though. There's fog, which I'm going to turn off in a minute. But I want to get the colour right. Flippy, I know that they actually did bring back the Emperor, but what I would have done was have it so it wasn't really the Emperor. It was just an illusion created by the remnants of the Empire to try and rally support, just like in the Hand of Thrawn books did with Thrawn. It wasn't really Thrawn that they brought back, it was just someone basically cosplaying as him. Those are books I haven't read for a very long time. There we go, we've got some fog off in the distance. Every so I'd like to have seen that done properly as well. Though I can understand if you're just going to make a film with the core audience is just the people who've seen the films, why it wouldn't necessarily work as a straight up adaptation, because they're not going to know who Thrawn is, which is why I'd have adjusted the story as I said. I could probably spend ages just adjusting the fog colour. I think that's pretty spot on. Right, so let's move on from that. Anakin, I'm glad you got new subscribers. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel, if that's what you mean. I mean, I hope you do. So I'm the reverse. I hope to. I don't have all of the models I want for it just yet. Like, I don't have the. So I'm going to improvise a little bit, and then I will touch it up later. So we're just going to make do with what I've got available for now. So I hope you will enjoy what I do. Princess Gamer, welcome. You did say you'd stop by, so I'm glad you're here. Well, one of the handy features is called Substance, where you take an object like this, which has obviously got no texture on it, and it'll basically generate a texture for you based on what you select. Now I can't remember which brick texture is the one that I want. I think it might be this one. Now obviously those bricks are not the right scale, so not quite. Still not quite. There we go. Now, is this the right one? There's a brick texture where it looked like water had risen at a certain point, and that would have been really useful because obviously this is meant to, I assume this is meant to be ocean, and so that there would be a tide at some point. But, okay, let's stick with that for now, and then I think that should work. Yeah. Now on the top here I'll put another object for the actual paving, so you don't have to worry too much about the top. It's just these edges that I'm concerned about at the moment. Set the texture output size to maximum so you get the maximum amount of detail. I mean, I don't think we're going to be zooming in quite that close in the video itself, but just to get an idea of how it's supposed to look. So we bake the textures. Basically, once I've got the settings be the way I want them to be. You bake the textures so it all sets it in. Also, it uses a lot less memory once they're baked, which is going to be pretty handy. Brock, welcome. Eli Vantu is I like him as a character. He's in the Thrawn book. It's simply just called Thrawn, and the others in the series. So if you want to learn more about him, that's the one to read. What I need to do is bring in a character, so I don't design the city and then find out that I've made it too big or too small. So I've got a low quality Han. I say low quality, but basically the textures are tiny, so that they're not too demanding on system. And it's good for testing purposes or doing this. And as you can see, okay. So, that block over there is a little bit too big. Which is fine, because I can just do this. Actually, no, that was the right size. I'll just rescale the textures so they're a little more sensible. I think that looks about right. What do you guys think? Excellent. Somewhere I've got steps. On the floor. I don't go through these objects all that often, so I know they're in here somewhere. Nope. Nope. Gee, ramp might work if all else fails. I'll put that there so I can play around with it in a moment. It's funny how you can use an emoji, and then when it actually shows up, it's different from what you expected. I don't know why the steps aren't showing up, so I'll just do a quick search. Okay. What's this from? I've got so many models from different content packs that I can't, or I can't remember whatever they're all from. So let's have a look at this. Well, that's not really going to work here, but that could be useful. That is in Ornate Castle. Well, I might actually be using some of that for this city. So I'm going to put that over there so I don't forget it. But as far as what I was going to do here, it's not a Jedi temple, it is a city on the Outer Rim called Abregado Rae. Well, the planet's called Abregado Rae. It doesn't appear until chapter 20, but it's it shows up in the graphic novel as looking a little bit like a mix of what you'd expect a Star Wars city to look like, but also Venice. Like basically the Star Wars take on Venice. It's only shown briefly, so there's not a lot of content to work with. But yeah, like I said, it reminds me of Venice, but in a Star Wars kind of way. So that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Let's see. I do not play chess. I have done, but not for a long time, so I'd have to say the answer would be no. Do you play chess? So the waves here are a little bit wrong. They're too big. Let's see. Different water options might come up better. I mean, that will do for just building it, and I can choose a different water option later. Right. So I'm just at the moment I don't have all the like I said, I don't have all the buildings I want for this just yet, or all the objects. So what I'm just doing is putting something together just to get a basic idea of the style of the city, and then I can expand it out as I need to, closer to actually working on this chapter. So let's put a building in. Don't know if this is really going to work the way I expected, but let's try it. Obviously this platform that I've built the city on needs to be a bit bigger, and that is not particularly unexpected. And I can just duplicate it and have one go up that way. Make sure that there's no gaps there. Nope, that's good. I think I want it to go the one here. It's not Coruscant, it is Abregado Rae. It's a planet from the book. I don't think it really appears much anywhere else. The story of the planet was it used to be had a really bad reputation as being a haven for crime, quite a dangerous planet. But by the time this book takes place, it's kind of turned itself around and becomes something a bit nicer, which catches Lando and Han by surprise because they were still expecting it to be a hive of scum and villainy when they arrived. Floopy, that's right. Chapter 16, the next one, is the halfway point, and I can't wait to release that. I'm still waiting for the dialogue. I've got some of it, but there's still more that I'm waiting for. But I can't wait to have that one done and then reach that halfway point, and I don't know, maybe I'll have some cake or something to mark the occasion. That's a bit big. Turn that around that way. It's hovering just a little bit off the ground. Yeah, so this is the kind of style I was thinking about. I feel like this maybe should go back a bit. Well, I suppose that would be a good way to get that Thrawn dancing video done. No, it's low watt dancing. Yeah, I think that works. Alright, I'm going to go back to the water. Now, there were two water options before. Now, I'm wondering if I had the wrong one. Ah. Well, I don't want that particular style, but I see what I did wrong before. So let's go back to that one. Select it again. There we go. Now the waves are at a sensible size compared to the city. I can change the direction. There we go. And I can also change just how far you can see underneath. Yeah, that looks really nice. What do you guys think? So I was so focused on that water, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. So I've got these buildings here which are good, very Star Wars looking. 'Cause I got some more Star Wars buildings as well. Star Wars buildings. I don't want this to look like an Outer Rim planet like Tatooine or some of the places we see in The Mandalorian. This needs to be a little bit more, obviously not like Coruscant, because that's obviously a very modern, well not say modern, but very built up city. So trying to get the right, more developed than the Outer Rim colonies, but not too much so. There got some Cloud City buildings which might look good in the background. These are not, well, they are textured somewhat. I mean, it's good enough for this because they're going to be in the distance. I don't know why that's purple. But it is. Oh. Nope, that's not why it's purple. Yeah, I don't know why that's gone purple. I don't motion capture the facial animation, if that's what you mean. There is a plugin for that. It doesn't really work that well. So it'll actually take longer for me to fix that than it. Also, the plugin is very expensive, and I don't really feel like it. For what it doesn't feel like it's worth the cost. So what I'll do is I'll put together a rough version of the dialogue once I've got it all. And I listen to it when I do the motion capture for the characters. Now, what I mean by that is I will act out the scenes and do the sort of the body animation. And I do it so I get the timing of the character motions, and then once I got that in, I'll do the facial animation lip sync manually. Because it's just a smoother process that way. I've done some videos behind talking about that before for the previous streams. MFAS, thank you so much for that very kind donation. To answer your question, I did chapter 1 as a little test project. I had some ideas of how I wanted space battles to look. I do a lot of sci-fi animation, but I wasn't really happy with the way the space footage was looking. So before jumping into a new big project, I thought, let's have a little bit of fun on something short. So I did chapter 1. I did not expect the reaction it got. I thought, well, because I posted it on YouTube and thought, I'm sure some people will enjoy watching this. I did not expect all the people asking me to make more than you guys did. And I thought, this is kind of a dream project, and all the encouragement I've had for you from so all the people who've been watching it, all of you guys, and all the comments and feedback and the likes and the shares and donations like yours, which is always nice to receive that. Thank you. So I just carried on going. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it, and I do really enjoy the book. So yeah, it's kind of a dream project that I never thought I would actually do. I mean, I thought about it a few times, but I put more focus on my own stuff. So yeah, that's why I'm making it, because you guys keep giving me the support and encouragement to do so. Yeah, I did not expect that to happen. I thought I'm just going to make chapter 1 and then move on to something else. Uh, Baron Fade. I guess with that name you're a Dune fan. This is Abregado Rae, where Han and Lando go and meet one of Talancard's people, rescue him from the local authorities. It's in chapter 20, and obviously it's a little bit further ahead, but it's something I thought would be fun to stream, making the city. So where Nogu try and kidnap Leia is... The first time I do it is in Bimasari, and that is in chapter 6 and 7. Which I've already finished, so you can check those out. You'll find those on my channel if you go back and look. And then the next time they try and kidnap her on Bafash, which is chapter 10, also finished, so you can find that by going back and checking it out on the channel. And I need a quick drink of water because I'm going to lose my voice. There we go. Excuse me. Gavin, I did get one of the Warhammer audiobooks. I haven't started listening to it yet. I was listening to Project Hail Mary, which I finished the other day, and I need to finish the 2 Throne Ascendancy books that are released so far, and then I can listen to the Warhammer book which you recommended to me. I would highly recommend Project Hail Mary to anyone that likes science fiction. It's one of those books where it's really well written, the characters are great. It's by Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, so it's kind of a similar theme. Basically the idea is this guy wakes up on a spaceship and he's got no idea how he gets there. And I don't want to say any more than that because the spoilers. But yeah, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir is a book I'd highly recommend. I finished listening to the audiobook for that, and then it just kind of left me thinking, I don't know what else to do now because that was so good. And I've been missing the characters. I almost want to listen to it again. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Which I know I just said that 3 times in a row. Which ones did I get? I believe, I can't remember the name offhand, but I believe that was Eisenhorn. I can't remember. I'd have to check my library. Because it was a while ago. I bought it when you gave me the recommendation. I just haven't got around to listen to it yet. Because I was just starting Project Hail Mary when you said that. When you gave me that recommendation. Some of the Project Hail Mary characters. I don't know if that would work. So I kind of reached the point of the stream where I'm not really sure what else to do because I don't have any motion capture or anything yet. I do have some ideas of characters I want to put in this background here. I'd have to figure out what the characters from Project Hail Mary would actually look like. Although supposedly they're going to make a movie adaptation of Project Hail Mary. And what's his name? Not Ryan Reynolds. The other Ryan that was in Blade Runner. forgot his last name now. He's supposed to be the main character of the... I think if I put Warhammer characters in, I might get into trouble with Games Workshop. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with the new Matrix film. Ryan Gosling, that's it. Unusual choice. I think Ryan Reynolds would actually be the better choice for the main character. There's a lot of humour in the book, and Ryan Gosling always comes across as a very serious character, every character he plays. I'm very curious to see what they do with the Matrix. Got some theories. I watched the first one with a friend the other day. Basically, we watched the trailer, then watched the new film, the old film. We're going to watch the other two sequels to refresh our memory of it. I haven't seen them in a long time, and she said that she hadn't either. Well, she's watched the first two films more recently than I have. I haven't seen them for about 10 years, at least. I actually had to dig out my copies from quite far back in my collection. So my theory is Neo isn't really dead. You see them... You see... So obviously it's been a long time, but at the end of Revolutions, the machines take Neo's body away. So I wonder if they kept him in the Matrix. I'm also thinking there's a scene where you see Neo in the lift with everyone's on their smartphones, and I remember a key point in the Matrix is you can only escape with a hardline. But if you think, when those films were made, they reflected technology of the time. Well, the technology at the time is the technology now is there aren't really that many hardlines left. Everyone uses smartphones. They don't, so there's no way to escape the Matrix. So I'm wondering if they're going to have it so that the machines decided to change reality so that there was no way to escape the Matrix. And also, if you think about it, people who were aware of what the real world was like are probably going to think the choice is living in a fantasy where the world's actually a decent place to live, or a dystopian ruined nightmare where it's all ruined and dark and there's struggle to survive. I don't know how many people would actually be willing to choose the miserable lifestyle over the more comfortable one. But I guess we'll find out in a couple of months. I'm very excited to watch it anyway. Could definitely be that. So when I was watching it with my friend the other day, she told me that there was a bit of trivia when they were filming the lady in the red dress scene. She was on her way to the set, the street where they were going to film that bit, and someone crashed their car because they were too busy watching her and not where they were driving, which I thought that was a hilarious bit of a parallel to the scene that she was on her way to be involved with. Right, I better save this. As for Trinity, so one theory was that she is just an illusion in his mind. He's seeing her. But also I was thinking maybe the machines recovered her body and plugged her into the Matrix as well, as an extra battery supply. I mean, I can't remember how dead she was meant to be. Like, if her body was just on the edge of death, maybe they saved her. I don't know. Neo makes a lot more sense to me than Trinity. So I guess we'll again have to wait and see. Strid Gamer, welcome. Nice to see you here. I'll show you what I've done. It's the city, well, part of it. I'm not going to do the whole city right now. For the Abregado Rae in chapter 20. I've been wanting to do this one for quite some time. Matrix fan film. I could do. But that would take time away from doing this. Also, I'm not that skilled with martial arts, so I don't know if I can motion capture all the stunt work that would be needed. Ooh, a little late. Han does look like he's ready to jump in. I don't know if this water is actually as clean as it looks. I suspect it probably isn't, given the history of the planet. So Princess Gamer, I have a motion capture suit. It's a perception neuron, which means I can do motion capture in my living room. I don't need a big space would be nice, but I don't really have. I don't have a lot of space, but so more space would be nice. But I can do all the motion capture for this in my living room. So if you watch through the previous chapters, chapter 1 is the only one where I didn't do any motion capture. I just used stock animations. Every chapter since, I've done most of the motion capture myself, except for stunt work. I don't do any. If you see a character being thrown about, that's not me, because I don't want to damage the suit or myself or any of my furniture. So I use stock animations for things like that. But if you see characters talking, I do some of the like shooting scenes and stuff like that. And Luke waving his lightsaber around in chapter 7. That was all me. Supposedly I can do that with VR, but I don't have a VR helmet, so I don't really. I've not tried it for obvious reasons. And what I usually do the motion capture. I've got an idea of what the set's going to look like. If I was going to do motion capture for this particular set, I know what it looks like. So I might say, oh, I'm going to have hands start here and then walk over there. So I would know what to imagine as I'm doing the scene. and I would I listen to the dialogue for the scene so I can get the motion right, just as I listen to it. I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, but I'm glad you think this is so cool. Gavin, the Chewie is in quite a few of the chapters. He was in 2, and he was in 6, 7. Let me think. He's in the various chapters where they go to Nomad City. Gavin, thank you. I'll keep an eye out. Do send me that list, those links. I'll appreciate that. Krogan, I have not played Outlast. I have watched a friend stream it. I have to say it was not really something I would enjoy playing. Not really a horror gamer. I think watching my friend play it was more than enough for me. Odinson, I'm really glad you're enjoying my work. Gavin, have a good night. Thank you for coming. I think I should probably head off to bed shortly as well, so I might end the stream now. Anyway. Street Gamer, yeah, Mara's going to show up soon. This is the way? Yes, it is. T-pose is... I'm sure there's a very technical reason why T-pose is the default used... I guess it's just so you can see the whole... Or makes it easier to do the rigging and all that kind of stuff. If you want a more technical explanation than that, Google it, because I can't really offer you one. When I actually make the character animated, obviously that's not going to be it. But the T-pose is basically industry standard for the default position. Also, you can, if you see a character in the T-pose, you can tell that that's not, that character needs animation. Flippy and Princess Gamer, there we go. Answered the question much better than I did. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream now because I've kind of done what... I imagine when I actually come to work on this chapter properly, I'll expand this, but I just wanted to get an idea of what I wanted the city to look like. And to show you guys what goes into building one. So, may the Thrawn be with you. Oh, speaking of May the Thrawn be with you, check out the merchandise that's on my channel, because I put some May the Thrawn be with you t-shirts and stuff. So if you want that on a t-shirt, check out the merchandise page. I don't know where it shows up on the stream, but you'll find it there. I've got some ideas for more stuff as well to come. I just have not had time to design it yet. So yeah, thank you all for coming. May the Thrawn be with you. Hopefully I'll see you all next week. Take care and good night.